Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Okay, there we go. So that is working. Let me paste the link into Patreon as well. Okay, there we go. We've had a pretty decent run on Bitcoin. We can talk about that in a moment. I was already expecting us to start coming down here, but we instead got that massive move up, and now we've been consolidating up in here. It could be that we have a 1-2-1-2 here, or 1-2-1-2-1-2, in which case again we are creating some kind of 3s and 4s. We still have that divergence from the third to the fifth or third here of some degree. This is a fourth of something. If it is indeed just 5 here, we would be doing 4 and then 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that should be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Which would make sense again for that third of third to have that highest RSI. But yeah, generally we still have a couple things to do and look here, but I'll get a drink and then we can start the actual stream. Give me just a moment. Okay, let's start going through the assets. Let's start with the indices. A few of the indices here. On Dow, again, we are very close and just, well, we went past the previous highs. The overall idea was this one, where we had this as an A, B, and then looking for upwards. Let me check what is going on here. There's some pumping going on. Okay, in any case, overall, this is what I'm looking for. We can change these or move this around. Seems to be moving again. I think we had, it's another move here on trading view for some reason. But yeah, overall idea, A, B, and then looking for higher C. This does not mean that A is bullish, other than just locally. At some point we are going to come down. We just have to. We do have divergence on at least 2 hour time frame. 4 hour doesn't have it. 1 hour does have it, or double divergence. But since we are consolidating sideways, that generally means that we are still going to be making one more high, regardless of if we do this and then one more high, or we just already pivoted here and we just do it now. Yeah, that is my opinion on this at this moment. This is very hard to label. I think this potentially has to be a 1-2 here, which is unfortunate. Really hard to label that in. This has to be a 3 of some sorts. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So extended fifth there, where this would be a 1, 2, and 3. So something along these lines is what I'm expecting here. And overall, this would be either, since we have hit the 0.6 minute extension here, this would be already the C wave or end of C wave, or that this would be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that C. So a couple of different variations for the bullish setup, but yeah, I don't think this is going to be lasting too long anymore. That's that. S&P 500, very similar case. We're consolidating sideways here, and yeah, I don't think it should be lasting too long. Again, everything has moved again on TradingView. Nice, that is so cool. Probably because of the contract switch today. So it looks bad. Yeah, we had this somewhat of a gap up, so-called. But if you just use the adjust for contract changes, then there's nothing. But yeah, very similar. On S&P 500, there is a chance that these kind of extensions here are getting towards that 1-to-1, which would still allow us to have a ABC upwards, and not as bullish as a setup that we have on Dow. So keep that in mind. On Nasdaq, the main thing here, as we have been expecting a couple more highs here on higher time frame, would be still that fifth wave taking out the previous high at least. And again, if we are using this one here, the bottom here, you can see that we still have not taken out that high. So what I would believe is that we would be taking that high regardless of what kind of counts we have, whether this wave 4 is already in here and this is just shifted a bit, this count here, and this wave 4 would be in here instead of here. So yeah, to me, again, we are getting closer and closer to the end of this so-called bull run. But so investment wise, I'm taking profits. Investment wise, for sure. Trading wise, well, that doesn't matter for the longer term, right? Because I'm just looking for trades. So yeah, doesn't really matter. Hopefully the washing machine does not pick up too much on this microphone. Russell is super weird. I was expecting this to go down here. Once we got that three-way structure, we had a massive, well, not a massive, but a very long sideways correction here. So again, I'm not quite sure if I like that. Again, almost 1-to-1 extension. But generally, again, as we are consolidating sideways, that in some cases is a decent looking structure for the upside. Not really particularly looking for this as any kind of pattern. Doesn't really fit too well. Maybe this is some kind of 1-2, 1-2, 3-4-5, 3-4-5 or something upwards. Overall, what is this pattern? I'm not quite sure. Maybe we have this as an ABC, consolidating back down, and then another ABC up, potentially. But Russell is the weirdest one at this point. Yeah. But yeah, everything is looking quite decent overall for still some higher highs to be made. Nifty, again, all-time highs. I was expecting it to start coming down since we hit this 1-to-1 here, but that is not what is happening. Oh man, everything is... Maybe I can do this here and move this whole thing up. Maybe that's... No, this does not work. Oh well. Yeah, we have a couple of different variations of this, where this would be a three-way structure like so. I kind of don't like the idea anymore that we have a diagonal here. There is a chance, of course, that that would be the case, since everything else looks very decent for it. But this needs to turn soon. Let's see what is the maximum extension it can go to. It still has some room here up into that 1-to-1. If it goes here, then we can conclude that it is not a diagonal, and we can confirm that, okay, wave 2 was not in here, at least. Unless, of course, this is a 1-2, 1-2, where most likely this would be the 1-2, because again, this looks more like a 3, so it could be a 3 wave in here. So a 1-2, 1-2, or a B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that C wave. But yeah, a couple different options there, macro wise. DAX hitting all-time highs as well. Everything, all these markets seems to be doing very well. Don't look at this count. This looks bad. This is probably, let's actually shift it now, since we talked about the same thing last time, where this most likely was here as a 1-2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Low here suggests that we have a wave 4 of something here. Probably need to go higher time frame. We actually, did we take out the high? 86.33. Okay, we didn't. So we still do have that divergence here overall. There is a chance that we have it like this, or that we have it even like this. This is kind of a scuffed look. But if we have a massive run here, like we seem to do, this is very possible. And this does not really look like it's slowing too much down. So the most bullish case would be something like this, and another wave 4, and then 5. And if we don't get this wave 4 here, we would shift these over here. Let's see if there is any kind of way of playing this. Yeah, this looked very impulsive to the downside, but today we've been just going up and taking out the high, so it can't be a 5 wave downwards at least. This was today an opportunity here for sure. We had this rally off market. I got some kind of very extended 3-way structure into the open, and then we just rocketed up. This is too late to get in on it, I don't think. Unless this is a 1-2, 1-2, let's see. Oh crap, what is going on? Do we have some kind of events coming up today? Let me check that. 5 p.m. Prelim UOM consumer sentiment. Okay. So that is positive. Good for currency though. I don't know about this. Might be a moonshot. Maybe it's a 1-2-1-2. Just as I was talking about it. Well, it's too late for now. Don't really need to track it at all. What else do we have? Let's go through the stocks then. Locally. Hello. There we go. Tesla, locally, looks like we have this as 3. Some kind of consolidation here sideways. As this came up in 3, I don't really like this too much. But it doesn't really look like it is very eager to go down as well. So what I would be looking for is a pattern leg for this structure over here. Whether it's here or just coming up down here, because we would be pivoting off here. This could be an A, B, C, D, E, something like some kind of triangle in here, kind of scuffed looking, but everything is contracting here, which would make sense for a triangle. So keep that in mind if we want to have a continuation. I don't really like this overall here. This trend line has been very strong. What we have in Elliott wave is that this could be a diagonal to the downside, but obviously this is no longer the case. That with the count that we have here, we would have to shift it here, and this being a 5 wave here is kind of scuffed looking. Being a 3 wave, however, we don't get to the 0.618, so I'm not quite sure which one I like, a scuffed 5 wave or a 3 wave that doesn't extend to the targets. Not an easy one here for sure, so not going to be trading this at the moment. Meta, we had the area of interest here and started to come down. Very similar to Tesla now, that we had a 3 wave move up and we had some consolidation. Now we are potentially pumping again. Netflix almost went to the all-time highs again. The thing here is that some of these again showed us that 3-way structure to the upside, which is kind of bearish. If we want to be super bearish, we would have on Netflix at least, we would have this as a diagonal coming down as the start of something new, and then create this kind of 3-way structure. This would be fitting the idea that this would be the end of C wave, the larger degree, and then we would have a 3 wave here, and yeah, that is that. At the moment, I kind of like this idea that we have a 5 wave coming down, because we have a gap here, we have divergences coming up. So again, probably need to be setting alerts here at the 0.5. Let's actually run some kind of volume profile here as well. This is too low. I think there's not too much volume up in here, so I think that the 786 might be actually a decent area for this one. Let's bring these guys up a bit. Yeah, this is going to be a struggle to go through. So yeah, 786 I think is a decent area for a potential short opportunity in here. So I'm going to be adding that to my list as well. Coinbase looks more like a 3 coming down, right? Extensions are pretty much at the 1-to-1. Exact, oh no, 1.236 actually, with a OB here. Would I have longed that? Probably not, because of this. Almost got to the golden pocket though. That might have been interesting, but no, did not act on that. Apple, still looking for that potential move to the downside. Divergences might have played out here. if this is, again, this could be super bullish, but again, on Apple we had potential diagonal here, so I'm willing to, again, I'm still on that trade, looking for lower prices. I think we entered here, now on currently down on that position, but stop loss hasn't hit. We have not, or the setup has not failed yet. So yeah, I'm just going to be sitting on my hands on this one until something happens. Curvature here, you can see that the way of acceleration has basically stopped, and we are just climbing, although slowly. ARC has been on a super much tear upwards, massive gains, 46% from the lows. However, we got to remind ourselves how much we have come down from the all-time highs, 70% still. So yeah, I don't see a good looking structure here. However, we have a low, we have a three-way structure with a fact that we have broken these, so we can't have a 1-2 1-2 because we broke this one. And even if we have this as a structure that has 5 waves to the upside, although this looks better as 3, the structure afterwards looks like more like a 3-wave into these lows. And if we want to be thinking bullishly, the more probable scenario is that this would be an A, B, C, where this would be also an A, B, and then C, because again, this consolidation here in the middle is so long in time. Generally, when we have a longer consolidation in the middle, where we have a flat or something like that, it's more likely to be an ABC upwards, like so, than a 1, 2, 3. So that's why I'm not really too bullish. Let's see some of the area that I would be interested in, or where I'm expecting this to go to. So let's bring this guy up here. So basically this box here. Oops. Yeah, that is my area of interest, or my expectation for ARC. 49 to 59. Large range, but yeah, that is how things might extend. PayPal. This was a decent trade that we had on last time. Entered here and we got into these, and at the moment I'm already out of that trade, and I'm not quite sure what is happening. We still have not created a lower low, right? Here, higher low, 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 and now pumping up again, another 4%. This invalidated the area here. I think we talked about this as well previously, that it could be that we have this as 3. Not sure how I want to be labeling this 5 here though. Maybe it's just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And yeah, it's kind of scuffed looking, but 3 here, 3, maybe 3, or that this whole thing is A, B, and C. I don't like the fact that we would end here. I don't know. I can't really get anything out of here that is impulsive unless we do something like this as an expanded diagonal, which is something that I don't trade because it is so rare. End phase. Not interested in this setup either anymore. We had the idea of potentially 1-2, 1-2 here, but that is, since we did not come back to the area of interest, not interested in this. Marathon Digital. These are the crypto. No. What was this? I've been the one of the crypto stocks, mining stocks, but it's again on massive tear to the upside, 130%. But yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the way it went up. I'm not quite sure how can we label that in 5. We we would have to be super creative for that to happen. Yeah, I don't know. This to me looks more like a 3. Maybe we have some kind of consolidation here in the middle, and then I can't get that into a 5, even if I wanted to. Diagonal, maybe it's a diagonal. If we get into a bull run, then we can say that okay, this was a diagonal. That is horrible looking now. Yeah, it's horrible looking. Not a fan. Not a fan. This looks more like a 5 though, based on the extension that we have here. Especially if we get one more high here into 390s or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At that point we could have some kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, there is still a chance that this is going to be, that the wave 4 here would be done already in here, and we would be creating more and more leg to the upside before a longer consolidation sideways. Nvidia, I mean, you can say that we have a 5 here, yeah. Not really a fan. Unfortunately, at this point, I didn't really have many good-looking stocks in this book here, or in this watch list. Nothing has done anything I want, so I can't really enter a trade there, right? Which means that I just have to sit and wait for the opportunities to come. That's fine. Sometimes it is like that. Last month I had very decent trades. I made 16% of my portfolio on 1 month, so that is good. Again, that is, in my opinion, super good if you're again using the risk management properly. Bitcoin we kind of talked about at the beginning, but we can talk about it here as well. I kind of still like the idea that we have an ABC. Let's see if I have a better chart somewhere that is not as cluttered. Maybe in here. So again, made a macro video on C2C talking about the potential that we have this as an ABC. I was expecting a structure coming down already here, so we can get a B wave in place, but maybe we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, some kind of 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and then we would be done with that, and then this would only be potentially A. There was a couple of different overall ideas on that video where I was talking about we could have this as a 5 here as well. It would be horrible looking, however, that is potential or has potential, and that way we could already label this in here, because we are getting into these areas of interest where we have potential fire waves into these highs here and this area of interest. Again, at that point we would no longer be looking for that potential B wave. Even here at this moment, I'm not sure if I want to be seeing any more B wave. So instead of the way I have currently labeled it, I've got some extra things here. maybe these guys over here, something like this, and this one. There we go. So we would have it something like this, and this would be 1 2 1 2. Probably use this as a, let's just use micro here. This would sub-minuet, and this would be minuet. 1 2 1 2, and yeah, this would be third of third. Maybe if we are looking at this high time frame, we can be so bullish on this. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5, 3 4 and 5. I don't know. This would be then sub micro, because we would have 5 waves here as well. 3 4, and then we have another potential 1 2 3 4 5 5. But this is again so bullish, saying that we have 4 here and 5. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I just hate how this whole thing started. So we could not really play it as a 5 wave, right? It doesn't really look like a 5 wave. This looks way more like a 3. And yeah, that is the start of this circled bull run here. Can't really put a diagonal in here either. So yeah, Elliott wave done some scuffed up things in here. And that's why sometimes you gotta play the smaller time frames. And let's see what I got logged out of the BingX account. Oh well, I think one long was from here and one was from here down somewhere on Bitcoin. So I'm really decent profits on both. And I think the one that we had here is actually more profitable at the moment, because again the risk profile was smaller. I think it was probably this one, this 3 wave here, maybe, I'm not quite sure, not 100%, or maybe it was this one here. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, still some more 3s and 4s to go in my opinion, before this whole thing is ending. ETH, super weird structure, I don't like it. That's why I have not been trading it at all. There was this possibility of this being a diagonal. We've gone through the trend line potential overthrow here, but if Bitcoin is still creating 3s and 4s, the next thing that could be pumping even more is ETH, and then even more some altcoins after that. If Bitcoin holds and this momentum turns and goes into the altcoins. That's a lot of ifs. It doesn't have to happen, but we've seen quite a few times where Bitcoin is doing sideways after a run where it allows small altcoins to really pump, right? Like Luna has been on massive tear to the upside here. Like, what is going on? People are just trading this, right? 300%. ADA has gone from basically nothing again to 50 something cents. That's cool. Cool. Oh, it's done it today right here. Okay, I did not see that. I was yeah, I don't know. This is super massive pumps. DXY. Let's see. Overall idea is that we have potentially the ABC here, where this is, again, this is very high time frame, 8 hour. So 5 wave coming down, ABC going up, Not going to be trying to even chart these internals. Yeah, these are not really easy to label. Like on these that don't really fit too well into Elliott wave or these structures overall. I'm still expecting a bit. There could be downside here with the idea, or one of the ideas would be this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just based on the extensions, because again here you can see that we have went far beyond the 2 to 1 extension here. So generally when that happens, we would be looking for a 3, 4, and 5. So one more low here after some kind of wave 4. Of course, again, we already had divergences. Divergences here. And yeah, we do have it against this low as well. 3 waves done, brother. Three waves down here. This is done. I mean, that is so extended. It doesn't have the right look anymore. That's why I kind of... But again, I'm not really liking to trade Elliott waves on DXY at all. Good only really in trending market. Not sure what you mean about that. But yeah. What else has been pumping? I kind of like Elliott wave on the sideways structures, right? Because when we have a structure that has very sideways like this, I really like the idea that Elliott wave has. The liquidity takes up above here if we have a like ABC here. If we have it like this, we have a target here beyond the origin of A wave at the 1.236 pocket basically, and that is also a liquidity target if this is some kind of good high where liquidity lies. We're coming down, and again the expectation now is that if this is coming down in 3, we have going up in 3 and going back to the 1.236, we have the expectation that we have a 5-wave expectation here, right? And if we can catch this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again, we would be looking for trade here against the highs. I really like this setup. Again, it's, although the higher time frame market, we could be seeing that, okay, we're just going in a sideways structure. After the C wave, most likely again targeting the liquidity that we have below the wave A. We could be continuing the previous trend here, or we are continuing the higher structure here that we have it. So where this would be the start of something here, more sideways, and continue the same liquidity idea that we are taking liquidity from both sides. Again, that's a market maker mentality that will screw most people up, right? Locally, and then we can continue until we have our backs filled with assets again, and then we can sell them to the people who are willing to buy here at the breakout again. But yeah, I kind of like the Elliott waves on sideways, and that's why. Based on the extensions and the, of course, different assets have different extensions that you should be looking for, but yeah, I kind of like it. If we do 5, we will be at first of big C. Yeah, DXY for sure. Yeah, that's what I was looking for here on DXY. Because again, I don't think, if this indeed is a 5, I don't think either of these is the equivalent for this massive drop. So we would be seeking something like this. Yeah, 1 to 1. I like that. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look for wave 2, potential event again. Use another potential 1, 2 here, and then have the tight stop loss here, and your risk expectation would be this. Yeah. Which time frame do you like? For altcoins at the moment that I'm trading, I've been using 15 minute. 15 minutes generally on altcoins give enough structure that have some kind of a meaning for it. If you go to low time frame, altcoins have such massive drops and moves very often that probably not the best there. But there's, of course, you can be doing scalping as well with Elliott, but I'm not really into that too much. And I feel like SMC or something like that might be a better concept for it. Even here again, liquidity idea that we were just talking about. Take liquidity, come down, and where's the next one? Down here, targeting that low, creating potential ABC. But it doesn't have to do that, right? That's just liquidity ideas as well. What else? Solana. This has done so much here on higher time frame. Yeah, we were talking about the idea originally that this would be an ABC. Not sure if I like that anymore based on how much we are going up, but we are still in that area of interest overall. If this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that third, then consolidation here 4 and 5th. Then I can still buy that this would be a C wave. And well, Solana is one of those that has had the potential 5 wave coming down as well, which is kind of scuffed for the for this whole thing, but log scale is giving us some decent targets, most likely here somewhere around $4. Again, that is something to like not even think about at all unless you're using Elliott wave, while we are here at $72, and now I'm showing some targets here at $4. Like what? Of course we can't use these targets on what are we calling regular time frame? Oh, not regular time frame, a regular scale, because the targets just don't match, right? But yeah, some ideas there as well. If you go there on DXY, maybe we have bull run on cryptos. I mean, it's possible, but you can't completely correlate these two together, or altcoins or any kind of stocks against US dollar. Although a lot of people have been quite long been saying that they are inversely correlated. But if you're just using something, let's see, what was it was correlation coefficient, and let's just use ES1 here. So S&P and bring out ES1 here. There are of course times when we are doing the exact opposite, but there are times where we are going very similar, at least locally, like here. The CC here is the correlation coefficient, where this is tracking how similar these are. So for example, if I went on to this being a, let's go to NASDAQ for example, you can see that CC is pretty much or very similar here. NASDAQ against ES. So if we are going US dollar against the ES, you can see that there is quite a few peaks and areas where this is still similar to the asset that we are comparing against. So it's not completely at the bottom where it would be completely reversed, right? But yeah, it's definitely a possibility. If DXY drops, generally, it is a good thing for the stock markets. Same here, we went up while the markets, stock market came down. But yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. At the moment, I'm not quite sure if I see that as a very likely thing to happen. If this is a sideways down, this would be early February, maybe January, February 2024, when this potentially wave 2 happens here, and then we have this coming down. So if we are comparing that to Bitcoin, did I have it open here? I did. If we come, let's see. So this last leg up basically on Bitcoin, here somewhere, January, February, somewhere in here. And then that potential wave 2, maybe that goes even further up. And then we start dropping a lot. That would probably mean that this is some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or that this is a 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm kind of leaning towards more that this would be already done, and but I mean, there is of course a chance. We could even be going upwards, where we are correcting this whole thing, that previous structure here, where this is 3 coming down in 3, going 3 up, and even taking out the all-time highs and creating a massive structure here overall, where this is 3 or WXY, that's however you want to be labeling that. So 3, 3, and 5 coming down, something like that. And you know, once we would take out the highs here, so many people would be going long here, and yeah, we would be again on a massive bull run, where the news media would be saying, and probably all the influencers would be getting paid to say that, okay, Bitcoin is on a roll, check out this altcoin or some shit, and then we do this, and yeah, it would just remind us of the same structure that we had here, right? Because there is, on Elliott waves, there is still a possibility where this is a 3-way, like so. Although I don't like it at all, there is a possibility. Nothing has invalidated that, yeah. Well, let's get back into this that we were supposed to go through. Solana, Betmatic. AVAX maybe. Yeah, macro AVAX. That looks really decent. However, it looks like it could be done very soon, right? If this here, whatever this is, if this is an A, B, and C, we are looking for 5 waves in C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. Right? So, divergence already here. Locally, we would be looking for 5 waves up. What do we see? We have move up, potential up in here. If we want to be bearish, we would say that we have a diagonal. Bullish would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or maybe just 1, 2, 1, 2, because again, we'd have expanded flats here. Yeah, probably 1, 2, 1, 2, or some kind of, no, yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. But important thing is that we are creating again 5 wave here, 4 and 5, and 1 more high here for the bullish setup. Bearish setup is pretty much over completely at the moment already, where this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you'd be looking for locally to find 5 waves and look for that pullback. But any of these is kind of hard to short. But again, the structure some of these seems to be starting to be finished. So it's going to be scary for quite a lot, or quite a while as well. Yeah, there is loads of macro bulls and macro news. Why it should be. But again, that is one of the things that we can never be certain about these things. Because again, if we are just... Okay, no, it's coming down already. ES is doing some weird stuff today. So ES, again, we had moved from January 2022. Did I have this on the Bitcoin? January 2022. So basically this drop, well, in January 2022 was somewhere here, where Bitcoin has already dropped. But where ES is now is somewhere in here, or some of the indices are already up at these tops, and Bitcoin has not rallied that much in comparison. Of course, this has been a massive move here, 178% or something like that. But of course, the drop here was also a lot, 77%. So it's like super difficult to be too bullish, in my opinion. Like this kind of sideways is something that we don't really have too many times before, right? We are looking for weekly time frames. The largest sideways I think that we've had was this one here, 2000 to 2009. So again, that took 10 years almost, 9 years. And here we have been since 2021. So 2 years. No, 3 years. No, what am I talking about? 2 years, yeah. Exactly 2 years now. So this would be just a very much of a start of this whole structure here. But we have had now this climb. So there is a chance that we are getting that low sooner rather than later. Again, macro things, it's just macro things, but gotta be careful. I'm not willing to invest in here up in these highs. If we come down, sure, into the long-term portfolio or something, maybe then. Or if you're doing dollar cost averaging, then it's all fine, but yeah. To me, this looks just scary. Everything is so overlapping here, even going up, to me, this looks like a 3. Of course, it could be the start of a diagonal for sure, but diagonal again are less probable than just an ABC or WXY. What else? What else did I have? We did the indices, we did stocks. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else here. I've been trying to look for forex trades. I was looking for here this AUD euro, this one here. Oh, I played so well here. What's the good time frame here? I was looking for, again, this being a 5 wave coming down. So start of something new, then another 5 wave here, start of something new, because again, this looked like 5. It can't be, I don't think it is part of this previous move. So again, ABC coming down, it took a bit lower than I expected, but again, good trade. Beyond the highs and shorting the high again. Again, since this was the start here, this would be the ultimate one here. Even from here, current prices, let's see. It's still 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade. Still a decent one. Not sure how. This just looks horrible though at the moment. So maybe if we come up a bit higher beyond these highs, then we could be looking for that trade. That gives so much better risk to reward ratio. But yeah, this was decent here. I didn't see, I think AUD in comparison did the same thing on multiple ones here, but some did take out this low here, like on the against the USD pair, where you could be saying that we have a 5 here, but again, it did not create that divergence here at the highs. It wasn't nearly as good as this. So yeah, that was decent looking things. So Forex and Elliott wave, sometimes at least it does work very well together. But yeah, I don't think I have many other things to say about the markets currently. We just gotta be patient. I think shorts falls might be better, and but yeah, it's going to be risky because again, shorting something that is just pumping 20% a day just randomly is going to be super difficult, and yeah, not really too much of a fan of it. First gotta be looking for some kind of 5 wave structure coming down before I'm even considering anything here for short. Until that, I'll just ride the long arm in. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about on this live stream. Again, thanks for chatting and being part of it. And yeah, if you're interested in learning more Elliott Wave stuff, look out for this Udemy course, Elliott Wave and RSI. And if you're interested in the signals for trading, check out Counter Trade Capital, which is the C2C Discord, where we are giving trades. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye bye.